Hey, we're in daylight hours here. I want to run something across you guys. It struck me as simple. I hope it strikes you as simple. So, how many of you, like, let's say that you make, I don't know, 60, 70 grand a year. How many of you are hanging out with people that make 5, 6 grand a year? Those that maybe live off of government assistance, get, SNAP benefits, WIC. Generally, the people that, let's just say birds of a feather flock together. I hope everyone can understand that. Generally, we hang out with people that think like we do, that make about the same amount of money as we do. You don't see a lot of people receiving WIC hanging out with millionaires, if you get what I'm saying. Birds of a feather flock together. If you're into sports, if you're into, you're making 160 a year on whatever, that's who the fuck they're hanging out with. They're hanging out with birds of a feather. So, that being stated, it shouldn't be hard for you to realize that there are secrets that you have between you and your friend groups, that these WIC recipients, these food stamp SNAP recipients, they're not aware of this stuff. They're not aware of these success strategies and whatnot that you've been built up with, and you're not keen to share. You're not keen to share this with those sorts because birds of a feather, you don't even flock to or hang out with those sorts. That's the way the whole world works. Birds of a feather flock together. So, to me, it's nonsensical that we're unable to piece together the fact that the people in government are shafting the fucking shit out of us. And we're like, oh no, it couldn't be, or it would be obvious, because we have FOIA, Freedom of Information Act, FOIA. We got FOIA. They can't be covering anything. Oh, really? They can't? Look what the Treasury's turning up now. They know how to hide their shit easily from fucking fools. It's not hard for you to hide your shit from those lower than you, is it? It's not hard for them to hide this shit from you. Now it's getting exposed. A lot of it, yeah. Most of it won't. Most of it will never be exposed. But it's going down anyway. The system is falling. I don't know if you can feel it. It's collapsing. I don't want you holding on to getting truth out of a liar's system. Don't marry yourself to getting factual evidence or truth out of them. It's nonsensical. It doesn't matter anyways. What you need is to find your truth. Your own personal truth. You can't find that outside. You can't go outside of yourself and look for that. You have to go within. You have to go inside. I've gone over methods. Let me say this. If you want to get into meditation, please do. But it requires self-discipline. You can look at how hard it is for you to make time for that stillness. Just the fact that it's that difficult for you to take that time for stillness means that you need, by God, to take time for that stillness. We are all manic. We've been programmed, conditioned to be that way. Intentionally, brutally intentionally. These people are brilliant. There's brilliant minds that brainwash the shit out of the fools. Now the fools got to wake up. The media has been a mass tool to program you to believe what you believe now. But the media is also spinning around at this time to expose you to the bullshit that the media sold you. That's why I've been telling people for years, turn your fucking TVs off. None of it matters. None of it makes a bit of difference if you're not paying attention to it. Oh, I'm a small business owner and my taxes are affected by the president and how he, yeah. I was a small business owner. My shit was affected too. Wasn't that big a deal. It wasn't a deal killer one way or another. With the Democrat presidents, I had to raise my prices. With the Republican presidents, I could either maintain them or actually even lower them some. You know, prices are always going to go up. Once they go up, they seldom come down a lot. But the only time they've come down is with the Republicans in office. And don't get me wrong, that doesn't mean I like all Republicans. Bush was trash. His dad was trash. Most Republicans and Democrats of the past have been trash. Trump has been compromised, but he's still handling stuff. He's still handling what I believe to be the most important stuff. The descheduling of marijuana. That's a huge one. Not that I'm a pothead. I just want freedom. I want everyone to have freedom to do what the fucking, if you want to do heroin, do heroin. I don't, whatever. Legalize it, and the fucking idiots that think, okay, well then, if they made it legal, so let's just do this 24/7. Oh, they'll be gone. They'll be gone soon enough. They'll kill themselves soon enough. And, you know, God bless them. God rest their souls, but they weren't ever going to figure this out in the first place. So, good riddance. All they're going to do is steal from you, steal from us, take shit. Well, let them drug themselves to death. Take the laws away from it. Take the warning labels off of shit. Let the process of natural selection run its course, for fuck's sake. Why are we protecting all these fucking imbeciles in the first place? Seriously. If you don't have what it takes to survive based off of what you've learned in your fucking life, and you can call yourself an adult, cut out Walmart, cut out grocery stores, cut out convenience, cut out all the shit. How long can you make it? How long will you be here? Can you garden? You know anything about it? Can you hunt? I think it's funny that a lot of people think, oh, I'll just go get me a gun and I'll have all the food I want. I've been hunting most of my life. You'll starve. I promise. You'd be better off being good at fishing and being somewhere close to the water, but when the shit hits the fan, everybody's going to be out there with a fucking fishing pole trying to feed their kids. Everybody's going to be out there with a rifle trying to hunt. There are very animal dense places out there, and you can have a lot of success if you know where to find them, if you know what is unhunted, if you know how to trek miles and miles off of a convenient road path. You'll find animals that haven't been hunted, that have never seen man, that aren't privy to their games. But when you go out trying to corn, you think, oh yeah, well, I'll go corn and bait. Look, 1 out of 8 times when I'm corning for my bait, or I'm baiting for my deer, 1 out of 10 times do I see a deer that I care to take. If I were more desperate, yeah, I mean, I could take the younger ones often, but I don't have any desire to take a young anything. I don't even buck hunt. I don't give a shit about antlers. I don't give a shit about something to hang on the wall. I just want the meat, and I want clean meat. I don't want hormones and vaccinations and God knows what's injected into these freaking cattle that we're consuming. These wild deer have not been injected with anything. If you want to talk about, grass-fed, free range, that's deer. But I don't take buck. I don't take young deer. I will take an old doe who has spread her seed. She's already had many, many, many offspring. She's not even necessarily being bred anymore. Not full of all the testosterone and hormones that bucks are in that time of year. A lot of people don't understand. Deer season is during the rut, where the bucks are all haunched up, their testosterone pumped, and the meat tastes like shit. It's gamey as hell. You gotta soak it in soda or fucking milk or something just to get the game off of it, the gamey taste out of it. No, just take an old doe. She's already spread her seed. I think I mentioned this in another video, but let me explain how a deer dies of natural causes. A deer will naturally die or naturally die of natural causes as a result of their teeth falling out. It's many, many, many animals this happens to. Especially the herbivoric animals. Thank God we don't try to let cattle stay around so long that we get to see what would happen. In nature, the teeth will start rotting out so that the deer is no longer able to eat. It's painful. It's too painful for them to attempt to chew on anything. So they stop eating. And then they start losing a lot of weight. They get to the point where they don't have energy to escape the predators. So they get attacked by predators and literally eaten alive. I'm sorry if you're vegan. This isn't me trying to combat veganism or even bolster meat eating. This is just a fact of nature. That animal, with one single bullet to the head, it's an immediate, pain-free death. And I celebrate the life of the animal. I have rituals that I go through with the animals that I take. The coyotes don't have those rituals. The wolves don't have those rituals. The feral pigs don't have those rituals. Down in the Keys in Florida, the Burmese pythons, they don't have those rituals. They just kill and eat. No respect, and that's fine. That's fine. It's nature's way, mate. It's nature's way. But one bullet for me can instantly put that animal out of their misery, out of any future pain they will suffer. I show them the utmost respect. It's nature's way. I hope any of you that are vegans, because you're anti-hunting, anti-killing of anything, and hey, look, I'm with you. I'm not down for killing, baby anything. I'm not down for just shooting an animal because it has pretty antlers or it's big, or I couldn't care less about that. So I'm with you on the trophy hunting. I'm not a trophy hunter. I don't care to trophy hunt. I'm a meat hunter. I want to know where my meat came from. You may be cool with going to Albertsons or Walmart or, I don't know, Publix or wherever the hell you go, H-E-B, to get your meats that are farm raised. And you'd be like, oh yeah, but they're farm raised, so they're clean. Well, understand this. Those farms are regulated by the United States government. They're required to give them certain vaccines. They're required to give them certain hormones. They're required to do these certain things. Or they get shut down by the FDA. They're basically required to poison your shit. The farmers, the ranchers, it's the crops and the meats. They're all poisoned by requirement from the FDA. You would think the FDA was there to save you or protect you from these poisonous, slowly poisoning you ingredients and hormones and whatnot that they add to these foods. They're not here to help you. They're here to help the matrix system. It's self-sustaining, self-feeding. You eat the poisons, you need the doctors, you need the pharmaceuticals. You see what I'm saying? If you eat what the fuck they're selling, you're going to have issues. You're going to have inflammation issues. You're going to have, God knows what, headaches, allergies, all kinds of issues, right? Then where do you go? You go to the doctor. And the doctor is getting kickbacks from the pharmaceutical industries for the medications that they're prescribing. They get certain kickbacks and benefits from these medications that they're prescribing to, so they will prescribe them. Whether you need them or not, you're a guinea pig. Yeah. Man, it sucks. It's so sad. I hate it. I hate it for you guys. I hate it for y'all that at this, it's just like right over here, barely missing you. You just can't quite put it together. So look into the media, look into Nestle, look who owns Dannon, look who owns Nestle, look who owns Mars, NBC, look mainly at CNN, not mainly at CNN particularly, yeah, it's horrible, Look who owns these networks. Look who owns Fox News. If you want to wonder, if you wonder why their content has changed so much recently, look into when they came under new ownership. Disney owns Fox now. And then you can look back and go, oh, that's about the time where their content started to change. Disney's very liberal. They saw that this tiny little conservative media outlet was getting tons and tons of viewership because they were saying some real shit. So Disney's like, no, we can't have that. Look into Disney. Look into their subliminal, I don't even call it advertisement. It's all over their movies. There's fucking penises and vaginas and clits and God knows everywhere, all over their fucking movies. Dude, go on YouTube and just be like, and just look into Disney's disgusting subliminal sexual messaging. It's abhorrent. Abhorrible. Is that the word? Yeah, whatever. What did Clinton say? Hillary Clinton. Deplorable. Yeah, it's deplorable. Look into that stuff. It's all there. It's all there for you to see. They can't hide it. It's universal law. It has to be done in front of your nose. But you're not picking up on it. And any media outlets that start exposing this kind of stuff almost immediately get, not the whole outlet itself, but they get shut down. They get squashed. I love what's going on right now with the Stephen Colbert being shut down, all these liberal ass night shows, what do they call them? It's the Late Show, the Night Show, the Late Show, with blah, blah, blah. All these fucking liberal comedians. No. They're not comedians. They're mouthpieces for the liberal establishment. They're not that rich. You think fucking Jimmy Fallon gets, what, $16 million a year? Because he's funny? He's not funny. He's willing to do the bidding for the machine. The machine's paying most of what he gets. The network that you think is paying him, what's he, NBC, CBS? I don't even give a shit. I ain't watched TV in years. But who the fuck's he on? You may know. That company isn't paying him off of commercials, off of what they receive in commercials. He's not getting $16 million a year for that. And I believe Colbert and what's that other one? Another Jimmy Kimmel. They're getting like $15 million a year, where the dipshit of them all gets $16 million a year because he's just as willing, to just go along with what they say. He's not being paid by commercialism. His finances are being propped up by the liberal machine. Probably 50% of it, if not more. And that's with all of these. Howard Stern. Yeah, when Howard Stern was given the fucking, or was worked up to the contract that he has with, what is it? Oh, God. He had his own show, and then he went, satellite, and what do they call that? What do they call that service? You know what the fuck it is. All of y'all probably listen to it. I listen to radio. I'm not into any of the streaming shit that is paid for by the machine to twist your fucking brain. Sirius, is that it? XM radio? Something like that. So he got his own deal. Well, man, he was making a killing when he had his own show, wasn't he? But he's making more now. Wonder why. This isn't a GoFundMe. It's not the listeners paying for his content. It's the people that want the content out there that are paying his ass. He knew that before he ever went to XM or Sirius. He's brilliant. He was one of the first ones that did it. And then others immediately start following suit because they saw what was going on. Oh, we get paid hella for this. Question everything, people. This is all a lie. You've heard of North Koreans and how brainwashed they are? We're no different, guys. Americans are brainwashed as shit. I'm so sorry to tell you. You are brainwashed as shit. I am too. I'm just seeing through it. I'm seeing straight through it. Are you seeing through it yet? This will take a deep dive to figure it all out. I'm not going to tell you all of it. The outside world's not going to tell you all of these secrets. They're not going to tell you shit. You have to go within and do your own deep dive within yourself to discover all of this. The external world is not going to provide you answers to any of this. When you go within and you find the Jesus, Yeshua, when you find the Jesus within, that's where he lives. He told you, I go to the kingdom of heaven. I go to the house of my Father to prepare a place for you. Where did he say the kingdom of heaven resides? Within. The kingdom of heaven is within, and I go there to prepare a place for you. He is within. You want to help him prepare that place for you? Embrace him and then set his ass loose on this wicked, corrupt world. He gave you the instructions. The Bible is mistranslated, redacted, edited so ridiculously. And if you're looking for excuses to say that it is the Word of God, and that's all you're looking for, it's the divine Word of God, and that's all you're looking for, you'll find it. I promise. But if you're looking to question the indoctrinations, if you're looking for actual truth, it's in there already. It's already there. You're just not listening to it. You can't hear Jesus' words, Yeshua. You're not hearing his words. Christianity has been hijacked. Try to tell me I'm wrong. If Christianity hasn't been hijacked, you tell me why you don't love your neighbor as yourself. Did Jesus ask you to do that? He did. Why aren't you doing it? Because you don't understand Jesus. Why don't you understand Jesus? They don't want you to understand Jesus. They never did. The church can't have you understand Jesus. Because the minute you fucking understand what Jesus was really fucking preaching, you're done with the goddamn church in the first fucking place. You don't need a fucking middleman. That's what Jesus was here to tell you. He said, when more than two come together in my name, which that's God, that's Jesus speaking as God, oneness consciousness. So when more than one or more than two come together in my name, in the name of God, to serve God, discuss God, focus on God, love God, you can all join him. But he didn't say millions upon millions in bleachers and coliseums and stadiums, listening to devils preach you trash that has nothing to do with aligning with Jesus' words. You are called to service by Jesus. Paul, personally, me, fuck him. He hijacked the Bible. He said faith without works is dead. What a fucking lie. When Jesus himself said long before Paul ever made that statement, faith without works is dead. Saul, the murderous motherfucker who was murdering Christians left and right. Christians. Could we call Jesus the first Christian? I wouldn't even say that, because Buddha touched Christ consciousness 600 years before Jesus. What about Krishna? Muhammad? There's been many before and many since. Ra. I believe Ra, R-A, capital R, capital A. I believe Ra was the first sun god of humanity. And there were 16 others before Jesus that all just happened to share all his same birth attributes. The Virgin Mother, adorned by 3 kings, etc., etc. I've already been through this. It's all bullshit. Have you not figured it out? That the birth story is bullshit? I'm not sure how much isn't bullshit, because all you know of Jesus is the birth story and then the death story. I think you get 12 years. Well, it's mainly the birth story. Then you get not a whole lot much more. And then at 12, he's pastoring to some women in a village, and Mary calls him away from that, and he ignores her and continues pastoring to these women. And then Joseph says, Jesus, remember, honor thy mother and thy father. So Jesus remembers, and then he goes with them. There was not much talk about his life before or after that, but they just ended it there. And then all of a sudden he shows back up at 30. And then they document 3 years of his life before the crucifixion at 33. 33 just so happens to freaking match the number of discs in your spine where the Kundalini energy flows up. I don't want to get into that. Through the colostrum, colostrum, Santa Claus. Look into it. You're not gonna believe my explanation anyway. So there's no reason in me getting into it. But look into Kundalini awakenings, colostrum, meditation, etc. You'll figure this stuff out. This isn't difficult. It's just outside of what your indoctrination studies have allowed you to get into. The church tells you that meditation is evil. Because what? Oh, you might conjure some evil, demonic spirits. They only teach you what they've been taught. They don't know any fucking better. God forgive them, for they know not what they do. They only teach you their fear because it was all they were ever taught. They're not intentionally lying to you. If you were to go as a Christian and you were to go tell some other people some shit, you would be lying to them unintentionally because you're a Christian and you don't know the fucking truth. Father, forgive them, for they know not what they do. Saul was murdering Jesus's people, the Essenes, the Essenian Jews. Those were Jesus's people, for fuck's sake. From the Nazar tribe of Essenes, Nazarene, Jesus the Nazarene. From the Nazar tribe of the Essenian clan. There were many Essenian clans. Jesus was a part of the Nazar tribe of Essenes. Nazarene. They all had to die because they were telling the fucking truth, and the church can't stand for people to understand the truth because it cuts them the fuck out of the goddamn picture. The church don't get no fucking money, no tithing, no control. They have to have your money to have the fucking control. And they've been controlling shit way too long because you keep giving them your fucking money. Same with the government. If you stop paying the motherfuckers, their power ends. The corruption ends. Then we can get back to love. Loving one another as thyself. Without constant external worries of who's going to take this from me, who's going to take that, who's going to pass this law, who's going to pass this bill. Fuck them all. Fuck them all. Quit giving them your goddamn money. The truth is out there. You have to go outside of that fucking book to find it, and it's not even hard to find. It's all over the place. Just start asking. Ask ChatGPT, motherfucker. Ask ChatGPT some fucking questions. It has access to all the old Bibles before the current redactions and translations. Ask it some fucking shit. Does the word hell, Hell, appear in any pre-1500 Bible? That's only 500 years ago, you know? I mean, a little over it. Hell doesn't exist. The word hell didn't exist till they added into the Bible. The concept of hell, yes. The word, no. The concept of hell has existed since Jesus made a statement to the man who asked him what it was like to live outside of God's law. He likened it to Gehenna. I've already been through this. How they managed to turn Gehenna, which was a local dump where they discarded sacrificed bodies or carcasses of animals that were, sacrificed. They discard the carcasses. And then, it would stink. It's dead, rotting flesh. And they would light it on fire from time to time to get rid of the stench. Jesus likened hell, living outside of God's law, to Gehenna. It's dumpy. It's trashy. It stinks. It's fucking nasty. Don't live outside of God's law. Don't live in service to self. Don't amass all this shit, this material wealth to personify some level of its success to the outward world, or to display some level of success to the outside world. What is that worth? Fuck what they think. You think Jesus gave a shit what somebody fucking thought of his wealth, of what he'd amassed? What did he have? Nothing. A robe, a tie, and some fucking sandals, and that's more than enough for him. He didn't want to amass a bunch of shit. Why? Something to take care of? Something to fear losing? Why do we amass all this shit? So we can impress a bunch of fucking nobodies? A bunch of people on a one-way path to fucking hell themselves? Which, I say that like hell is real, but hell is internal. Sin is not real. We pay for our sin in this life via karma. Every single religion outside of Western Christianity religion understands this. Even organized religions, other organized religions, they understand karma. But all we understand is hell, God either loves us or hates us. We don't see that God is unconditional love. Zero fucking conditions. Unconditional love has zero conditions. Stop putting fucking conditions on unconditional love. It's silly. If you want to turn your fucking back to God, fine. It's your fucking loss. I don't give a shit. I'm not losing. He's not what you think he is. He's not some dude hiding behind some fucking clouds. He is who the fuck he told you he was. Say it with me. What's the name of God? What is God's fucking name? Say it. What did he say when he was asked his name? I am. Repeat it to yourself. As many times as you have to until you understand it. God was asked what his name was. He gave one answer. I am. Now I ask you, who is God? Now say the answer. That's right. You are. This is not some silly nonsense. This is how brilliance works. What other name could he give? That's the perfect name. Because you are. That's what Jesus was sent here to tell you all. I am not separate from the Father. The Father is an I. And he in me. And he in you. And he in we. We are the Father. Greater things than I shall you do. Oh yeah? How so? If God didn't come in my mama to make me, how could I possibly be all that Jesus was when God came in Mary? God didn't come into Mary. Joseph came into Mary and made Jesus. But Joseph and Mary, when they made Jesus, understood the I am principle. They understood that they were God. So rather than doing like we do in the 2000s or 2020s or whatever you want to call it, where we raise our kids telling them that they're original sinners, that they're separate from God, separate from Jesus. They're nothing without his blood sacrifice. That falls on too many things. You're going to tell me that an omniscient, omnipresent, omnibenevolent God needs blood sacrifice? Or money? The church needs you to give God money? What the fuck does an omnipresent, omnibenevolent, omniscient God need money for? The church needs your money to keep building the fucking church. You see? God doesn't need any of that. God just wants recognition and your love. Jesus never focused on the 10 Commandments. He focused on 2, and he said them in one sentence. Love thy Father God with all your heart, and love thy neighbor as thyself. If you can live up to these 2 commandments, you've already followed the rest of them. That's why Jesus focused only on those 2. For the Christians out there, I know that most people watching this probably wouldn't call themselves Christians, and if you do, if you don't, I don't. Either way, I love you. I love you. I don't have anything against you. What could I have against someone because they're brainwashed? I mean, I didn't brainwash them, so I don't feel I don't feel remorse or guilt for the fact that it happened, but I want to help you. I want to wake you up. If you knew what was out here, if you knew the magic and the access you have to it, you would so voluntarily walk this path. You wouldn't want to sin. Why would you want to sin and add shit karma to your life? I could I could sit here and rattle off all kinds of non-sinning that I do today where I used to daily sin. Do we want to get into to masturbation and shit like that? I mean, it's personal. I don't give a fuck. I don't have a lot of personal shit. I'm not trying to hide anything from anybody. Do we really need to go into those, that deep? Do we need to get into sexual aspects of what I've denied myself to be this version of self? I don't know that we have to. I think you pretty much got a good idea on that. Don't jack off, and I ain't fuck nobody. I'm not trying. And there's so much more than that. It's alcohol, marijuana, nicotine that I've been starving myself of. It's the things that I believed at one point that I had no control over. The addictions, and masturbation's an addiction. Alcoholism, marijuana. I never got any cocaine or hard drugs or sniffing drugs and whatever, the pills, benzos, Xanax, whatever the fuck. What's that other one? I don't like crush and snort some shit. Oxys or something. I never got into any of that shit. Thank God. And if you did, I love you anyways. You only went through that because you had something inside you that you couldn't deal with. You had to run from it. I had to run from a lot of mine. Look, I ain't even mad at alcoholism or drug use. If it kept you sane enough to not kill yourself, it worked. Congratulations. You got to stop looking at your past like you're a failure and start looking at yourself with some pride. Pat yourself on the back. Said, look, I have been through some fucking shit. And I had to self-medicate to get myself through some of it. Yeah. Hey, no harm, no foul. You're still here, ain't you? It worked. Pat yourself on the back. Do you still need it? Can you wake up? Can you realize? Can you wake up to the fact that you don't need it anymore? That you're just kind of drowning in something because it's a habit now? You no longer need it for protection. It's now something that's dragging you down. It's a weight pulling on you. It's a monkey on your back. It's not helping you anymore. Can you also admit to that? If you can admit to that, you can get busy. You can get started on the rest of your life. There's nothing that you can't change today. If you've convinced yourself you can't change something today, you're lying to yourself. Stop it. Change one thing. Start brushing your... My bad. I had something on my screen. I went to wipe it off and I switched it. Dog hair. Yeah, if there's something in your life that you believe is worth changing, what are you waiting for? Are you stuck in your comfort, your conformity? You've heard it said that your wildest dreams lie just on the other side of your comfort zone, right? That's so true. You build these comfort zones, and that's all we want to focus on, is just keeping ourselves as comfortable as we can be in the moment. And we look constantly forward to the next comfort or convenience that's going to keep us from having to feel or do anything to change. We just want to sit right here inside of our own beliefs. We don't want our beliefs changed. We don't want our structure changed. Like, no, I've been spending my whole life lining it up just like this, so every day could be fucking simple. Not realizing you've dug the hole to your own destruction. Overcoming obstacles and succeeding has nothing to do with sitting in your comforts, and everything to do with getting outside of the comfort zone. If you can't see this, I'm sorry. Be willing to go broke. Be willing to be homeless. Be willing to have nothing, to lose everything you've ever amassed or hoarded. I didn't want to say that word. All this shit. Oh, it was gonna change your life when you bought it, wasn't it? How many things do you own now that change your life? I love y'all. Stop amassing shit. Follow Jesus, but you can't follow him with the Bible. You have to look outside the Bible, because they've hidden his whole life from you. They gave you a bullshit birth story that's already been told 16 times before for other sun gods, so you don't know his true birth story. They knocked off when he was 12, didn't tell you anything from 12 to 30, but you can find it. Jesus was highly written about. Just not by the King James version of the Bible, or some versions even before, long before. Constantine in around 300 AD. He had taken the Bible and then re-released it after they had to change some translations that they believe were mistranslations, but they ended up redacting and editing the shit out of the whole fucking thing and then turning it back out to the fucking people. That's when the majority of the damage was done, right there. Took out all the mystical and esoteric teachings. Well, not all of them. Just enough that people won't be able to see what's truly mystical and esoteric through what's metaphorical. Every single person, and this is by design. Every single person has a different recall of what the Bible means or what Jesus is saying. Every person has their own version. It doesn't matter what preacher is preaching. You take what you take, and then you can discard what you discard, right? Everybody has their own view of what reality is. And if you're learning all of that from Christian churches, I'm sorry. I love you so much. Father, forgive them, for they know not what they do. They're just teaching what they've been taught. They've never touched Christ consciousness. They've never stilled them. God says, "Be still and know that I am God." They've never stilled themselves. They believe meditation is evil. They won't still themselves as God told them to do. They won't meditate because they think it's evil. And they won't establish a direct divine connection. And if the preachers ever did, they wouldn't tell you about it. Because then they'd have to get a real fucking job. Because you're going to stop paying them the minute you realize you can have a divine connection all of your own without the church as a middleman. I need y'all to understand this. It's very simple. Do the studies. Look, I'm there. If anybody wants help, I've already done the studies. If anybody wants help with this, that's what I am. I'm a guide and a messenger. So please reach out to me. Like and share, subscribe, comment. I love y'all. I mean it. I wish that you all could know the love for thy neighbor as thyself. We are not separate, but one. Jesus was sent here to teach you of all oneness. All oneness. Alone. All one, alone. Aloneness. You're not going to find it with somebody else in your mind, with someone else in your thoughts. You can't drag anyone to a finish line. I've tried. Aloneness and all oneness. There's only one L difference. All oneness, aloneness. This is a very, very personal journey. I mean, why would it be anything else? Why? Why would the journey to God be anything but personal as fuck? All oneness. Alone. You got to do it alone. You can't have all these distractions around you. If your kids are grown and flown and you're just now, you'd be my age then, they're grown and flown, you got some time to yourself, fucking use it. Start meditating. Start getting still. Still yourselves within. If you don't have time, make time. Start out 5 minutes a day. Just silence, meditating. Trying to silence the thoughts. Not by attempting to silence them, but just by analyzing them, experiencing them, not connecting with them. Just let them go by like clouds. Your thoughts aren't who you are. Everyone believes that they are their thoughts. You're not your thoughts. You just let them go by like clouds. Okay, you see it? That's a thought, and let it go. With so much of the practice of just letting thoughts come and go, you can get to a point where they no longer control your life. You're no longer focusing on past. You're no longer focusing on future events. You can focus on the here and now. The only thing that has ever been present, the only thing that will ever be present is the here and now. The eternal now. You are not your past. I don't care what your past is. That's not who you are. You are whatever the fuck you choose to be from this moment forward. If you can let go of your past and realize it's nonsense anyways, it doesn't exist. You're no going back to it to change it, to improve it. You can sit and revel in it and let it affect the rest of your whole fucking life. Why in the fuck would you do some nonsensical shit like that? Like 99.9% of people are doing. They believe that they are their past, that that's what dictates their fucking future. No. Who you choose to become, I don't give a fuck if you're a felon. You know how many felons are multi-fucking millionaires and billionaires now? You don't have any excuses. Stop using any bit of your past as an excuse. Stop it. Others have stopped it. And they're rich as shit as felons. There are opportunities that come at you constantly, and you can't see them. Because your brain is focused on this survival, this victim survival mentality shit. You can't see how simple all this really is. Because you're stuck in lacking, you feel this sense of lack that you need more. You don't have enough. Well, when is enough enough? Let's say you get the Lamborghini, but it's parked out in front of that fucking trailer you live in. You're, well, now I gotta get a nice house. I can't park a Lamborghini in front of a fucking piece of shit trailer, you know. So then you go buy a nice fucking house. Now you can't afford the Lamborghini anymore. When's it enough? There's always going to be someone out there who has more than you. You're never going to be the top. So at the bottom, why are you looking to the top? Like that's what's going to solve all your problems. No, look, if you're a piece of shit, money's going to make you a bigger piece of shit. If you feel broke, don't you dare come into money. If you come into money, you're going to be terrified of losing it. You'll lose every bit of it, only out of being terrified to lose it. How many people, 5% of people that win the fucking lottery actually have a penny 5 years later? Why? Because they're so scared to lose it. They're hiring freaking anybody and everybody that they don't even fucking know because they've never had money. They're getting financial advisors, getting friends to link them up with financial advisors. Within 5 years, these motherfuckers are broke. And guess who's rich? They're financial advisors. That's right. The system is not out to protect you. It's out to exploit from you. The sooner you learn this, the better off you're going to be. No one's coming to save you. You got to save yourself. How do you do that? Fucking educate yourselves, people. Stop believing in this fucking nonsense, biblical sin, going to hell, all the fear. Oh, I can't question this religion. I can't look outside of this religion for this or that. Stop it. You are living in absolute fear. That's exactly how it was designed. You're right where they want you. You're in your fears. I can't question this. I can't question that. I just got to fucking keep taking it. That's where you're at. Right the fuck where they want you. Thinking you're an original sinner. Worthless. You couldn't be above them. They're rich and powerful. Right? It's working. That's why they had to convince you were not God. That's why they had to convince you that Jesus was outside of you and not within you where he told you he resided. Now I will cover this once again. Where is the kingdom of heaven? That's right, within. Where is Jesus preparing a place for you? Within. Jesus is love. But he's not tolerant of nonsense. He flipped the tables. Erect your spines. Stop believing in all this fucking nonsense. Let's start loving one another again. Start living in service of others. If everyone lived in service of others, whose needs would not be met? You see? Live in love, like Jesus said, in service of others, like Jesus said. We can be this love, guys. You need to embrace it. You need to embrace the love. Stop this diabolical division. Gossiping. Talking shit about someone behind their back. You should be bolstering people behind their back. Be the fucking odd one out of the crowd. You know, oh, well, he does this or he does that. Well, you know what? Well, he's been a good dad. He's been a great father to his kids. Yeah, he may have some alcohol problem, but he's there for his kids. He loves them. Yeah, he may have a gambling addiction, but he's a good fucking husband. The bills get paid whether he's got an addiction, gambling addiction or not. Always try to find the good in people rather than gossiping, trying to find the bad. And the more you do this, the more you find the good within yourself and you start pushing out what you believe to be bad. This is a life change. This is a mindset change. This cuts religion out and introduces truth. You are every single thing. There's nothing that exists outside of you. Do you think I'm more important than you? How the fuck could I be more important to the world than you? You are the fucking world. If you're not your world, who's the ruler of your world? If it's not you. Someone else is in there in that brain of yours making choices for you? No. There is no one else. It's just you. You are your universe. You are your change. No one's going to come knock on your door and be like, hey, here's $1 million. Let me save your life. You got to go out and get that fucking shit yourself. If that's what you want, if you want comfort, if you want stability, go fucking get it. Who's going to do it for you? If you've got addictions and habits that are getting in the way of you going and being that version of yourself, why are you fucking hanging on to them? Seriously. That fucking bug. No, but addictions are hard. They're hard to stop. Well, it wasn't that hard to start, was it? You knew better when you started it. You knew you were going to have to fucking pay the goddamn piper. Well, fucking pay that goddamn piper, knock that shit off, and get started with the rest of your life. What are you waiting for? Nobody's going to come quit cigarettes or snuff or fucking coke or weed or whatever the fuck it is you're addicted to. No one's going to come in and fucking quit it for you. You got to fucking go in this motherfucker. Go in this motherfucker. If, let's say you're trying to quit something and you got this craving, don't give in to it immediately. Sit with it. Find out what that fucking craving wants. What is it that you need from that, whatever it is, that hit, that toke, that bump, whatever it is? What is it that you need out of it? Are you missing something internally so that you need something external to fill an internal void? And you know that can only be done temporarily. We've all tried. But the internal void can only be filled non-temporary, permanently from within. These external sources aren't going to fill that void. You only do that from going within and evicting all the bullshit that's clouding up your vision of who Jesus Christ was, who he was instructing you to be. He said, follow him, but they took out his life from the Bible, so you can't follow him. Not through that book, you can't, but you can if you just, oh my God, it's never been more easy. ChatGPT, fucking Grok, AI, they know all of the, they have access to all the tech stock. Now, I'm not going to say, hey, ask AI to put it together and give you their opinion of something. It doesn't fucking matter what someone else's opinion of anything are when you're on a personal fucking journey. You don't get personal experience from fucking ChatGPT giving you some answer to something. That's the whole damn world now. The whole damn world is so stuck on, we don't want to do any fucking effort. We don't want to make any effort. We don't want to reach out. We don't want to fucking research anything for ourselves. We don't want to read and have to try to understand anything. We just want some other person who's already read it to tell us their version of what they fucking think it means. Well, good luck with that. You're all fucking lost. You're all brainwashed as fuck. The preachers teaching you are brainwashed as fuck. At some point, you take accountability for this personal fucking journey. You go on it yourself. You don't look for external sources to give you the fucking answers. You fucking study it. You read the fucking words. You make sense of the fucking words. Stop giving away your fucking powers to others. People don't want to, oh, here we go. People don't want to learn law, so they sign over their power of attorney to another human. In most cases, they don't fare very well. You always got fines, penalties, blah, 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 probation costs, blah. What people don't understand, attorneys are sworn to the courts before they're sworn to their own clients. Bar certified attorneys. Bar cards is what we call them. They're sworn to, well, I don't want to get too deep into it, but they are sworn to the crown and to the courts before they're sworn to their own clients. Nothing works the way you think it does. Banking doesn't work the way, nothing works the way you think it does. I don't want to get too deep into that stuff, but just understand, I love you. I love you. Jesus loves you. He is within, waiting for you to embrace him and turn his ass loose. But you can't just be like, oh, okay, he's within, obviously, and so you do some little fucking ritual like the church had you do. Oh, I accept you as my Lord and Savior and blah, 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 because now I know you're within. Now get out there and fucking handle business. No, it ain't going to be like that. No. This is very personal. You're going to establish a solid relationship with him. You're going to commune with him daily. You're going to ask him to erect your spine. You're going to ask him to introduce his truth to you. And buckle up. It's a journey. You'll know when you're ready to go out there. You'll know when you have embraced him enough to go out there and start making changes in your life. Only you will know that. It's between you and him. But if you never surrender, you never experience this. You can be an NPC, non-player character, your whole life. You don't ever have to engage in any of this. That's called the blue pill. You can continue taking the blue pill, never take the red pill. Never go look down the rabbit hole. I'm telling you, The Matrix was more like a documentary. Neo discovering that he is God. How else was he able to stop bullets? Watch the movie again. That's the whole thing is a spiritual journey. Neo understanding that he is God. Mr. Smith, ego. The Oracle, your higher self, your higher intelligence. Look into it. It's strange to me that I drop so much truth in my videos and how few subscribers and stuff I have. Look, I get it. This isn't fucking entertaining. This is just truth. And we've all seen the memes where people are in line and it's like one line on the left, it's like truth, and then there's this other line and it's like what you want to hear, and everybody's standing in the what you want to hear line and nobody's standing in the fucking truth line. I get it. You sad fuckers. Don't want truth. Because it tickles your dogmas. I don't know. Either way, I think I've said what I needed to say. I love you all. Have a good one.